better. So much better. What a fantastic, fantastic tune. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. They have everything for young men to enjoy. You can hang out with all the boys. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. Young man, there's no need to feel down. Young man, pick yourself off the ground. I've been Donald Trump. Thank you and good night.
And what size?
This one's from Jeremy in Wisconsin. And it says, Toffee Brand Coffee is the best coffee in the world. Thanks for the grift.
Anyway, I'm going to find out who this quartering character is. And when I do, he's going to get a bit of the old ice cold treatment.
Went from loathing Brie Larson to being the unofficial #1 fan site for Brie Larson.
How about a handshake? You're gonna give me your jacket, your helmet, and your motorcycle, and in return, I'm gonna let you keep your hand.
Happy Monday. Whoa, it's so festive.
I know, a little belated, but I didn't want another
my
day
God.
to pass without our festive sets matching.
Yeah, well, I have immediate feedback.
Okay.
All right?
I'm not totally happy with it. I'll be honest.
I
feel
like the
it needs a
red
little-
wrap, okay? But I think you should wrap it with wrapping paper.
That's what I was gonna do, but I couldn't find. Do you ever do this where it's like you get a vision and then you can't find the materials for it, and so like
yeah.
you just get annoyed? I want like a red toile, so it's like red and white because I think it'll add some texture. Because
Yeah.
last year when I did it, it was red and white, but it was really metallic and it messed with my lighting.
Oh,
it's like,
yeah, the reflect.
needs
You need like a
matte.
matte with like red and white stripes or something like that. Like, you know that there's kind of this trend in newspaper now where it's like that thicker craft paper.
Yeah.
Like that would probably look really good. I used to work for, I think I told you, like I used to work for I ran the marketing for the company, but like we had wrapping paper and like it
you
was
got to pick them out every year.
13 rolls for free. It was
amazing.
It was the happiest day. Like people, the crazy thing is like I got a Christmas bonus there, but like in my head, I was like, man, you don't even have to. People got so excited because it's like we had good stuff because it was the wrapping paper company, like the big, super big. That was like our partner, and it's all Chinesium crap, by the way. So everyone, just so you know. But anyway, who gets wrapping paper? Like whatever. If they make it in America somewhere, I'll buy it. But I was getting it for free. But yeah, that was good. We got the wreath up. I like that. We got our drummer boy book there, maybe, or
tree. So I'm gonna put that in, so we have some light on this side.
Yeah, that'll be good.
You know, it's like early stages, but the wrapping paper really threw me off. I think it looks too solid to me.
Yeah, but it's better than what it was. But
you know, my nickname on the show is Marginal Improvements Hannah Claire. So
this is day one. The first day you were on the show, you were like in your bathroom. So who knows
I
where
think it was
this
like
is
under
gonna
my
go.
house. Like I was in a cave.
Yeah, well,
This started. I was late doing this over Thanksgiving because I was like, I'm gonna rearrange my set and get some more depth and like really make it better. And all of Thanksgiving weekend, like just never got a long enough window of time to do it. And then it fell apart.
The depth hack is just to put it in the corner.
Yeah.
Like that corner adds so much depth, and it's not.
Yeah,
it's
I just
really
have to,
actually
turn
not.
to my corner.
Yeah.
But look, marginal improvements.
Yeah.
It's gonna get better, I swear.
I know.
How
I
was
believe
your
you.
weekend? How is can we get a Mrs. the Quartering update?
Good. Yeah, she's I mean, the recovery is going to be like, I think like the hard recovery time is going to be like 2 weeks, and then after that, like she's already, I would say, like 20% better than she was on Saturday. She was
Okay.
rough when we got home on Friday night. Like,
Really?
yeah. And Saturday night, it's like a 5% improvement. And then Sunday, she was up. We went to church. Well, we watched church on our TV, but like she got out, we watched church. You know, I made breakfast.
You didn't need to
because-
just spend the whole day like asleep or like
Yes,
to sleep.
she was kind of puttering around, did the mail and paid some bills. And today she's like most of yesterday she was up, like, and like still in discomfort, but yeah, good. And then I have I hired our house sitter who like watches our house
Your
and our
cats
dogs
and
and
all
stuff.
that, yeah.
Yeah. So I had her, I just like said, hey, I'll pay you half, but come for half the day. So she's here today. And
So
so
the dogs are getting like their exercise and everything.
well, it was a lot for me. Like, wake up.
Yeah.
Here's what I did every day of the weekend. Okay, wake up 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, really. Couldn't sleep any of the nights because she was up, I was up, whatever, you know. Get up, let the dogs out, feed the cats, feed the fish, clean the litter boxes, let the dogs back in, feed the dogs, clean up after because they eat raw meat, so it's a big mess. So you got to clean up
Yeah.
after that. Then change the
I
water.
also have a baby that eats like a mess, so don't worry. I sympathize
Yeah.
enormously.
Then I have to change the water and fill the water in everybody's bowls. So the cats and the dog bowls. And then we do a 50-50 mix of RO water and well water. So do that. Then had to fill the water in all the Robo Rocks. So we have those robot vacuums on all 3 floors. So had to fill the water in those because they mop. Then feed the hermit crabs and then replace their salt water and then their fresh water every day and every other day for that. And then in between that, take care of her. Usually like around like 2 o'clock, I was like, okay, I'm done. And so I'm blessed to have the our
Someone
friend
who can come
Leah
in and help
here.
you. And who's
Yeah.
familiar with your animals too. That makes a difference.
Yeah.
When you have as
love
many
her.
as you do, they are like a significant job. You know, it's like having a farm, but also it's just domestic animals. As far as I know, unless you're out like, and then we got a cow this weekend.
No, but then the dogs have been all out of sorts. Huck had a seizure last night, which he
Are
hasn't
they
had one
stressed
in
out
months.
because your
Yes.
wife is like they know she's
They're stressed because she's not well and they're not eating because she's not out there. Normally she's out there when they eat. So they haven't eaten in 4 days. And
man.
they'll be all right. They always have room for snacks and treats and bones that I've been giving them.
Just no
So,
meals.
Yeah. Oh, I'm back. Yeah, big dog bone industry got me.
I never
But-
know if it's you or me, and so I'm not sure if I should talk or just like nod.
Yeah.
Like I should also freeze, so we're in solidarity.
Yes, yeah. So anyway, it was definitely a long weekend. I'm glad she's here today because then basically after I'm done with work, now I just go upstairs, play with the dogs one more time, and feed them dinner. Like it's like a normal day.
Yeah.
So that's good. Yeah. Big hermit got me. Yeah, I talked to Ish about, the hermit crabs were bathing though. They come out of their shells. They look really gross, and then they go in the salt water and then they wash themselves and they go back into their shells. So they were at least using it. But I've made some improvements to my wife's daily routine now. I've streamlined some things
Oh
because we put like, one of the things I noticed is now that I'm doing the dishes every day, I haven't done the dishes in 10 years, is that there's 8 cat food bowls every day. Because there's 4 in the morning and 4 at night. And I'm like, this is crazy. Like I'm running the dishwasher every day. So I'm like, all right, I just like order some biodegradable, recyclable paper plates. And that's what we're going to put their cat food on. They're wet food.
Interesting. Yeah.
So
that
I'm
makes
like,
sense.
I can't do this. Like, I can't run the dishwasher every day with 8 cat bowls and 3 dog bowls, 6 dog bowls. So then I'm like, look for cardboard dog bowls too, like those Qdoba bowls. Like, we'll feed them out of those.
They're like eating out of the Chipotle bowls.
That's what I mean. Like that's kind of what I've found on Amazon. But I mean, just think about that: 3 to 4 bowls for breakfast and dinner. So that's
a lot.
8 dog bowls in the dishwasher, which basically fills it up, and 8 cat bowls, and like that's no dishes from us. So I'm like, all right, here's what we're gonna do, because us men, we're always like, what did you do all day? And I'm like, now I'm like, oh, this is crazy. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing
You're
this
like,
for?
I got to improve your workplace. You're reminding me
Yeah.
of like women talk about if they have husbands that travel for work or like that retire. And
Yeah.
then they're like there all the time and are suddenly like, why are you watching this show? Why are you drinking this much coffee? Why are you doing this other thing? Like,
Yeah, right. That's basically
you're going
how
to come
it
back
turned
and be
out.
like, don't worry, I've improved things. She's going to be like, you need to get out of here and go to work.
Well, that's probably true, but I'm like, would
No,
you
it sounds
like to
nice.
not do the
It
dishes
also sounds
every
like you
day?
Right. It sounds like you appreciate what she's doing.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I hand wash my cat bowls, son. Yeah, that's fine, but 8 a day is like, that's too
how
many.
many cats you have?
Yeah, we have 5 cats. So it's like, I'm not doing that anymore. Like, the paper plates come
Jeremy,
today, and
48
that's what's
into
happening.
his wife's responsibilities. Yeah, I'm not doing this.
I've cracked. Yeah, 48 hours in, I already cracked. And I'm like, when does Leah get here? Okay, Monday morning, 8 o'clock. But there's like 3 sheets of paper of stuff that have to get done every day.
No,
So
look, just because she is like, I always say that she's retired, that she is like a full-time. Running a house is not nothing. I mean, there's a reason people hire like help or cleaning staff or like whatever, it's a lot if you're the one doing it all full time.
Over the weekend, it's fine. Like, over the weekend, I didn't have to work. So it's like, I was basically done with all the chores by 2 or 3 o'clock. That's not that bad. And I had the rest of the night to chill. But, I have 10 cats. I have to clean their bowls daily. I don't believe you, American son. He doesn't. He doesn't have 10.
Do they all live inside? Or do you have outside?
Yeah, I don't know. But if you have 10 cats and you're washing their bowls daily, should plates. It's like, or whatever, something else that's easier. Like, the problem with wet food is it dries and like crusts on there, and they won't eat out of it. New food in for dinner. Sure. They're like, ew, that food's morning.
My cats won't eat, but been out for longer than 9 minutes. Like, they'll eat it right when I'd rather die.
Yeah, that's how they are. Yeah. But Jeremy, I remember you saying you're looking for Black Christmas ornaments. I saw some over the weekend at a store called At Home. At Home is a cool store. I do have Black Christmas. You just can't see them. Like, here's one right here. But it's just you can't see them on the because the way they the way the focus is set up front too. I finally took the teleprompter off my camera. It looks much better, like much clearer.
But then how will you read the lines that they send?
Well, I only used it like the first. Oh, this is cool. Like when I'm reading an article, I can look directly at the camera. But I have this monitor that ends right here, so I can still I don't really need it. I thought I needed it, but I don't. And it's really not that good. Like the text is small. It's kind of hard for me to read anyway. It didn't really solve any problems. But over the weekend, it's kind of a big weekend. Big push in conservative spaces. Well, obviously there was a potential drive-by shooting at Tim Pool's compound. Mm-hmm. We had Milo going absolutely berserk and claiming that Benny Johnson is a full-blown homosexual, even though he has 5 kids.
Do you think Benny Johnson really is going to sue him?
No, I don't.
I was thinking, I've heard that allegation.
Everybody loses. Everybody loses when you do that.
Yeah,
that's just the problem with it,
Yeah.
Because you're giving. Look, I'm torn. I like Milo. I've always been entertained by him, and he always seems to have receipts.
Mm-hmm.
I also know that the Grinder app crashing at RNC is not just a meme. Like, I know that there are a lot of closeted gay people in the movement. I also don't give a shit if people are gay, as long as they aren't buying babies. Like,
Sure.
I know that some people do, and I respect that. I know, like, Melanie would not like it. But I mean, I'd rather you be out than pretending to be gay. At least you're not lying. You know?
Yeah. I mean, it's a complicated subject of the degrees of like behavior and whatever else. I had heard that allegation before, but also at the time, and now looking back,
I think
I'm like,
it came from Milo then too. Yeah, I think that was from Milo too. I had heard that before as well. And you know, I like Milo. I know he's dealing with some health issues, some like brain tumors stuff.
Yeah, I know he has a tumor. I'm not sure if it's full cancer or anything.
Yeah, I know that he was very wound up on Friday night. And I don't know. I think that I talked to Benny. There's stuff I can't like say. Not that you're asking me to, but like,
I mean, but if you want to break confidence and tell us, I'm sure everyone would appreciate it.
well, yeah, right. I just asked him, hey man, are you gay? And he's like, yeah, totally, dude. Just don't tell anybody.
Like, don't tell anyone. I'm just telling you.
Yeah. I have heard, look, I heard stuff about other commentators too. Stuff that kind of ended up being somewhat true. So I don't know. Maybe they're just swingers. I don't know. I don't think being a swinger is really like in line with a lot of the Crisis King stuff.
Yeah, I think that's where like him, like in particular, that would be rough. I mean, what bothers me about all of it is like, what are we accomplishing right now?
Who cares?
Now, maybe you feel like if someone is saying one thing, living one kind of, projecting to live one kind of lifestyle and not actually living it, that should be outed. Like, I don't know. You know, it's more complicated, but really like so much infighting. I know we talk about this a lot, but like, what are we accomplishing by, you know, having another finger pointing, I'm going to sue you, we're fighting, like, this seems bad to me. Seems not productive, but I don't know. I mean, other people might have a different opinion on it.
No, I mean, this is, so I covered it in a video and I wanted to like reach out to Benny and be like, look, I'm covering this, like as a professional courtesy, you know, like you guys have a
rapport professionally.
Yes. And I happen to not have been convinced that he's a gay man. Like all I have is Milo saying that, and that his wife was crying in a hotel lobby at SAS. I don't know what that is. Some sort of conference.
That was Student Action Summit. It was like basically AmFest from like Turning Point rebranded. It was a December Turning Point conference.
Yeah. So, I mean, hey, women be crying. I don't know if, you know, look, if my wife has too much wine, she just starts crying for like no reason. It's like this weird, like, if she has like 4 glasses of wine, she'll just start crying and then she'll like start laughing about it. She's like, I don't know what's happening. You know, like,
yeah. I don't know. I understand.
Yeah,
look, I had a baby this year. Like, if I look at her too long, I would cry. It's fine.
Right. Yeah. And so I
don't think that's ever happened to my husband.
Yeah. I think that, that's why I mean, like, look, his wife crying, if true, that doesn't prove he's having sex with men. And also I am more of, and I know I'm turning over a new leaf here, but like, I am more of the mindset, like, I just don't care. I'm so fatigued with the infighting. I don't care. I don't care. If he's gay, he's gay. At this point, I have no more appetite for infighting. Again, I don't think he's gay. Obviously that would be bad, you know, for his brand. I don't think Benny will sue him, but he has certainly implied he will. He's implied online that I don't know what else he's talking about.
It's hard too, because of like all of the public figure laws that go with defamation. Like
it's hard.
And I understand, like, this is the kind of thing that you don't want to take lying down. Like, it's maybe not something you just let roll off your back. Oh my God, get out of here.
You said it. I didn't say it.
It's just an expression until you make it weird. But like, if he feels a need to respond to this, I understand, like, maybe you do have to file a lawsuit despite the expense or the improbability of it moving forward. But because they are both public figures talking on a public forum, like, it's not my area of
Milo
expertise,
could just say he's playing a character and he's trying to be entertaining. Like,
well, and it's, again, like, if it's not the first time it's been out there, especially if Milo can be like, I'm not even the first person to say this publicly, like, it's not like the slander originates with Milo.
That's the thing. Like, maybe Benny has more experience with legal proceedings than I do. I only have the one case, but I can tell you, as somebody who has threatened defamation lawsuits against publications that have published false stuff against me, even your lawyer's like, well, I mean, it's going to cost some money to defend this,
right?
But like, some writer calls me a transphobe on some gaming website. You have to then take that and prove that, one, there's malice, two, that that you lost money because of it, right? Like, you have to say, hey, I lost these sponsors because you called me a transphobe, and this is the money, the damages that you caused. Yeah. So, and Milo knows this, and also Milo is protected about. Milo is protected by discovery. There may not be anything confirming or denying what Milo has claimed, but if he goes to court, every private email that Benny Johnson has ever sent will be in the public. That's why you can get away with saying insane things about people, because when I was going through that lawsuit, like, my lawyer said, every email you ever sent is going to be out there. Like, if this guy wants to request, like, he requested my bank statements, I had to give him my bank statements, all this stuff. And they only do that to make it difficult on you. But, like, my emails, my private DMs, all this stuff. Now, for me, I didn't give a shit. I was like, go ahead. I don't have anything to hide.
You're like, this is worth doing. Yeah.
Yeah. But like, I'm not saying Benny has anything to hide, but what if there's some things he said 10 years ago that are unsavory, or
and like,
do you
I'm
want
not
that
trying
out
to
there?
Like stir up other controversy at all, but hypothetically, as an example, he also was someone who was working for Turning Point and close to Charlie Kirk around the time Candace was involved, right? Like, there are a lot of people who would maybe want confidential information from him released. Like, it seems like it is going. To me, this all goes back to the thesis of, like, can we get past this infighting? I totally recognize that someone else who might feel like this is like hypocrisy, or, again, because of, like, the Christianity or the lifestyle that Benny has promoted, they might feel a sense of urgency to get this out there. But in my case, it's much more like, back again. Here we are again.
Yeah. I don't think that Benny is going to sue, because ultimately, does he want all of his private emails out there? Does he want all of his DMs out there? Does he want Milo to make 2 years worth of content off of him? Candace Owens, who will almost certainly turn to Benny Johnson now, because of his closeness with TPUSA. I don't know. Like, Milo is such a degenerate, and I say that lovingly, that, like, there's probably not a lot in his DMs that he's worried about getting out.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Again, I'm with you. Like, oh my God, can we just not, like, can we like just move, like, Benny Johnson's wife is going to have to go to court and be deposed over this. And she's going to have to answer questions about their sex life.
If Benny moves forward with a lawsuit, right?
Yes.
Like,
right. Like, I think it's a bridge too far. That's an intense thing to put on your
marriage. I will say that.
Yeah. And that's going to be on the record. That's going to be out there. And Milo knows all of this, which is why Milo even put out a tweet that was, to me, kind of conciliatory almost. Like, Benny, you're not going to win this lawsuit, but also please don't file this lawsuit. I think that was kind of when I read between the lines. He quote tweeted, I wonder if I pull it up here. And I hope this just passes. I really hope that they just move on. Milo says crazy shit all the time. I don't think Benny really, look, is he perfect? No. But here's what he put out. Then we'll move on because I have to address it because it's kind of a big thing now. But
it's one of these things where like it's almost like a distraction for all the people who would be talking about something else.
Yeah.
Everything that's going on with the Department of War and Hegseth and our, narco terrorists or criticisms that you might have of Trump about affordability or all kinds of stuff. Like all the people who might be talking about this are actually focused, on other things. And like with him and like what happened there, like I understand why people are talking about that one. With this one, I'm a little bit like, it's a little too gossipy for me. It doesn't seem like it's my top priority. Again, I recognize if you're a devout
Well,
Christian,
I wasn't even going to bring it up. I was gonna save it for Astrocast because I was like, Melanie will probably have something to say about this. But I'm also, Benny's been really good to me. Obviously, given how attractive I am, if he was gay, I'm pretty sure he would have made a move by now. And like, go ahead.
I was gonna say, well, Melanie, like, we should ask her tomorrow. I'd be curious to get her opinion. But also, she might be like, this is a marital issue that, like, who's suffering? Benny's wife. Like,
correct.
This is not necessarily a thing that, as Christians, we should be talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is a lot of ways to handle these kind of allegations, legally and socially.
Look, if Benny isn't gay, which of course there's no evidence that he is, other than Milo saying his wife was crying one time. Like, if Milo has irrefutable evidence that Benny is gay, he should put it out then. Like, that's what I would say. But he basically says, discovery will destroy your career beyond any possibility of redemption. Benny, which was never my intention and never in my heart, because I believe that family is making you a better man, as I think it did Charlie Kirk. But this will be the inevitable result of your actions. I feel like Milo is trying to talk him out of suing him. That's what I think is between these lines.
Well, and it makes me wonder who like messaged Milo afterwards being like, we're so glad that you're potentially bringing Discovery to the table. Because the other thing that's interesting about Milo is
Milo's also on Team Candace, so he's against TPUSA.
Right. But he's also like Team Conversion Therapy, right? Like he's had his own journey through identifying as gay, maybe being married. You know what I'm saying? Like if any Milo's a really interesting person. I know for a lot of people they hate him.
I love him.
Obviously,
I love him. He's very entertaining.
He's one of a kind, and that's. I think there's a level of like, I don't know. I mean, there is a reason why he of all people would bring this up, but again, like, I don't know that hurting.
He's trying to recover
his intention, and like that's to me kind of what's definitely happening.
Well, and he's trying to rebrand himself as a straight man now too. Wasn't
he calling himself former gay at one point?
Yeah. Now I believe if you're gay, you don't just stop being gay, but you can also not act on those impulses too. But enough on that. So if Benny does sue him, Benny put, I'm duty bound to take action to protect my family against those who maliciously defame and attack us. I mean, he's saying he's filing a lawsuit. That's what this is saying. Now, I think a lawyer is going to say, brother, do you want your wife on the stand talking about how many times you have sex? Do you want your wife on stand? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
And
I mean, maybe she's like, let's do this, but it's tough. I mean, even if they weren't, public facing people, it's not like these things are easy to do.
Yeah. I think he would be better off, like, he should treat this, if I was giving Benny advice, now he's already responded, so he has to respond further now. I would not have responded at all if I were him, because his fans don't care. His fans aren't adding a lot of credence to what this is. But now that he's addressed it kind of like with TPUSA, where they finally addressed Candace, now I'm like, well, now you have to kind of indulge every one of her crazy things now, because now you said we're going to debate.
Right.
If I were Benny, I would just put out a video and I would like laugh at him and be like, dude, come on. I have 5 kids. Like, no, this is just not true. I hate that I even have to address it, but moving on. You know what I mean? Like, or challenge him. Like, look, I'm not going to sue you. That's stupid. The only people that make money there are lawyers, and it gives all my haters content.
Right.
If you have any evidence, why don't you just put it out? Challenge him to put it out.
Yeah.
And he won't. because if he had hard evidence other than I heard a thing, he'd probably put it out. But let's move on to, look, if he has evidence, I guess we'll find out. I happen to believe that there probably isn't. But
maybe we'll find out. Who knows? Or maybe this will just fade to the background. It's hard to tell right now.
Yeah, I think the conservative space could use one controversy to fade to the background. Maybe we just let some of the drama go. But I know that doesn't make as much money, I know. But like Milo really isn't a content creator, and he's like independently wealthy. So that's why he's such a wild card. Like he just doesn't know.
Again, I know there are things people hate about him, but there is just no one like Milo.
Yeah. Charles says, have you heard anything about Whistling Diesel's gag order trial going on today? I have not yet. I'm covering that. SWW says, for 50, can I get a shout out for my doggo? Yes, you can. Shout out Trinket. He's doing a fundraising campaign to raise money for the shelter we adopted him from, the Carnegie for Mardi Gras, Carnegie Carnival, Facebook Trinket for Sir Bow Wow. How about this, dude? I will donate $1,000. Just email me a link to the fundraiser.
Your dog's name is Trinket?
Does
that mean it's a tiny dog, or does that mean it's a big dog? This is an ironic name.
Yeah. I assume it's probably a little bean.
How do we get photos of Trinket in order to promote?
Probably on the fundraiser, but I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. If you give me the link, if you put the link in chat, I'll pull it up. Sounds like Jeremy has way too many pets if he's complaining about maintenance for them. I have way too many pets for one man. That's a fact. I admit
you were telling us that like you're like coming up on maybe breeding one of your dogs, and you're very worried that Mrs. the Quartering will be like, we have to keep them all.
Yeah. That's my nightmare. Is like Ruby will have 2 puppies because then I'll have 5 dogs. There's just no. The thing is though, I would have to say we'll keep these 2, but then everyone has to get fixed because then you can't be having any inbreeding. Like everyone would have to get fixed. So it would be the choice. Big Puppy has gotten Hannah Claire, and she's back now. I couldn't tell
which one of us got taken out. It seemed like it was you.
It was you. Yeah.
No way. You wheeled of death on my screen. Whatever. It's always me.
Yeah. Well, no, because it was me the first time. Says, hey, he lives in Wisconsin. He's got to keep those pups from rusting. That's true. I do. Yeah. So that would be, I would keep. Oh, I get it. Jeremy doesn't want to come on Benny's Discovery. No, I'm telling you, I have like all my greatest embarrassments are already out there. Like my drunk stream pee in the basement. There's
how many people told me about that after you announced I was going to start working with you? I was like, I don't know what this is, but okay.
I wasn't even, I don't even care. That was like, yeah, I like people with basements in Wisconsin, they'll pee in their basement drain if they are too lazy, or they'll pee in a sink. Like,
look, it's a different culture in Wisconsin, guys.
That was the weirdest thing. Like all the people trying to say that as like an own, I was like, dude, it's not like I hit it and got caught. I was like, hey, I'm going to go take a leak in the basement drain because I don't want to go all the way upstairs.
You said it on purpose on the internet.
Yeah. Like I'm pretty open book. So no, there's nothing that I'm worried about coming out in Discovery at all.
You've also been married for like 400 years, Yeah.
I'm pretty boring. And the exciting stuff I've already told everyone about. My pooping my pants at Walmart story. Like that's out there. You don't want 68 IQ inbred dogs, Jeremy? LOL. No, wait a minute now. I see what you're doing there. Trinket is a Great Dane named after a Critical Role character. Okay.
That's so funny. I knew it was either tiny dog or huge dog with funny name.
Yeah.
I don't know what the other part of that is, but I'm excited for you.
So I'm going to vote 60 days. Great. Okay, wait. So what do? We just vote? So I'm going to put the link in chat. Let's just abuse the power of the internet and win this award for Trinket.
I met 3 Great Danes at like a Christmas street fair this weekend as part of like a Great Dane Rescue Society, and they were delightful. And they were all wearing sweaters, and one of them in particular was really excited to see my baby, which I thought was like very charming.
Sir Bob Kennedy, Trinket, Wojciech, Stewart. Okay, I'm gonna vote. Everyone go vote. Oh, you have to vote with money. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Well, I will vote.
Where's our picture?
Yeah, we need a picture. How come I okay.
That link to Trinket's Instagram? What is this?
Oh, is that what that was? Oh, okay. Let's
Looks
see.
like there should be a picture there. Trinket.
There is. Okay. Here, I got it. I will stand by my donation, but also this is Trinket here.
Hello, Trinket.
Oh, Trinket has their own Instagram.
Well, okay.
There
and
we go.
Apparently into alcohol and food. Ah, Trinket.
And Trinket's mom has a good fashion sense. Hair down, skirt. Love it. Love everything about it. Sweater,
some sort
skirt.
Of sports team, it seems.
Yeah. Sweater, skirts combo. Very Midwest. Love it. Love everything about it. Now he's gonna be like, "That's my daughter, you creep."
Whatever. Your daughter has great fashion. Wait,
daughter
that
has,
one. Where they're...
Oh, there we go.
Oh, hi, Trinket. And also Trinket's friend.
That looks like 2 Great Danes, and what looks to be a nice big full glass of perhaps whiskey or brandy right there. Big fan of that. Very ballsy to have on the table next to 2 Germans or 2 Great Danes.
Huge dogs.
Yeah, I admire your balls. So yeah, shout out. I will donate, and then if people feel compelled to, you should too. I try to not like ask people to give money, especially.
But we do like animals, so that was really what this was about. We have to see Trinket. This person very smartly hid Trinket's photo, made us dig through the internet for it.
Yeah, that was good though. So I want to talk about these Supreme Court rulings coming up. So there's a couple of them. I know that you're probably on them. We've got the birthright citizenship one, right? Mm-hmm. And also the independent agency firings. When are these happening? So it says they're set to rule, but does that mean this year? Because they come out and say, "Hey, we'll take this case." But then there's time that passes before you get any kind of results.
It's a long process, and I'll do some digging and find a good person who's like a Supreme Court journalist that maybe you guys can follow and keep up with their specific work, because it's like wheels of justice move slowly. So there's like a whole phase of their seat because they have basically like their terms dictate how the schedule goes. So the Supreme Court will when they reconvene after a summer break, decide what cases they're going to take up for the new term. And if you're someone who's waiting to have a Supreme Court case taken up, this can be a big disappointment, right? Because they'll say like, I don't want to roll on this issue. So you normally see a wave of headlines then. And now we're in the phase where they are hearing cases. So there are times that they hear cases and we don't get a result, in that term. But from what I understand, this one with the independent firings is likely to have an opinion released. Now, typically opinions come out in the spring time. So we might not see it like tomorrow. It's not really like, I think people get not mixed up, but like, if you were in, like when we were all watching Kyle Rittenhouse's trial, the verdict came right away. And then if he had been sentenced, which thankfully he wasn't, it would have been like within a month. We would have known the sentencing. In this case, we hear the argument, then they hear the arguments for other cases that are on the docket that season, and then we get opinions later. The opinions take a long time to write.
And they come out don't they kind of release them all at once or in rapid succession?
Yeah, so like there's it'll be like there's like drops basically. There'll be like a day, where you'll get like 4 or 5 cases at once. If you remember the Jackson Women's Health Clinic case, which was ultimately what overturned Roe v. Wade, the leak was in May and the release was on the last release date in June. I think it was like a Friday in June that it came out. So it's a good sign if you're interested in this issue that the arguments are that it got taken up by the court and that the arguments are being heard. But I don't think we'll get a ruling unless this is an emergency petition, which I don't think it is. Then you might get one sooner, but I think we'll probably get something on this, beginning-ish first half of next year.
Yeah, this one's about the FTC firing somebody. the big one is
this one's interesting because it's about like the powers of the presidency. Like basically
being able to
they're
fire
arguing,
somebody. Yeah.
right. Like she sued because she said Trump didn't have the right to fire her because, there are certain positions that he is not appointing or whatever. So it's definitely a case worth watching.
Yeah. I mean, I think, I think the one I'm mostly interested in, obviously, is the birthright citizenship one.
Yeah.
I think, what do you think about, I mean, that's the one.
So for a long time, people were always like, well, you have to overturn that via like a constitutional amendment, but I don't think that's true. My understanding has always been that it was interpreted through the judicial system, like basically through judges. And so therefore the Supreme Court is the avenue to overturn it. You and I both know that Trump was like, yay high stack of executive orders day one, going through all the sharpies on earth, signing stuff, and birthright citizenship was one of them, even though it was likely to be challenged. And I think that was sort of one of the interesting offensive approaches that the Trump administration took to these things in the beginning. It was like, we're going to make the executive order and you guys can do the work and spend the money to challenge it, and then we'll fight it out, in part because that keeps the topic alive. Like for us, we get to like see the interpretation of the law, but also because it's like, it's not like, well, we'll go back through Congress. And one of the things we always say is that the Democrats got really good at fighting through the courts. And in some ways it seemed like this is what the Trump administration was embracing. Obviously, I think everyone probably knows, but birthright citizenship is the idea that if you're born in America, you are automatically a citizen. And this is a particular issue when it comes to things like
biggest problem with chain migration, illegal immigration. Yeah. Like it's also, indirectly, I think one of the biggest driving factors of all the sexual abuse that women go under, because it draws women to the border. Pregnant women who are repeatedly raped by their coyotes, and abused. And if there was no birthright citizenship, then there would be a huge disincentive for women to be pregnant women to be crossing the border.
There was some cartel kingpin who specifically had his wife. I mean, it's called birth tourism, but she came over, delivered the twins, and now they have this anchor to the United States. Their children are considered United States citizens. This also happens, I believe, with a couple different Eastern European communities in Florida. There's like a birth tourism channel there, and like to me, this is an abuse of our system, and it's not illegal immigration from Mexico or wherever. I don't think that this is a good thing.
Yeah, it's got to go. And also are they also ruling on identification? Did they say they're taking that one up, the voter registration stuff?
I believe they are, but let me double check because I want chat to come for me, which they should if I'm incorrect. It's better to get the accurate.
If he can get, honestly, if I had to pick only one, that's the one. Like, I believe that there's as many, and again, this is just my belief, okay, media matters. There's as many as 10 or 20 million fake votes. And when I say fake, I mean from people who are not qualified to vote. People who are not citizens in this country.
They don't have the legal standing to vote in America.
Yes. And like, I would even let the anchor baby, if we lost the anchor baby thing but won that, it would still be a massive win, because you can still go and attack the anchor baby thing later. The voter ID is so important for the midterms. And if they rule on that pre-midterms, that could change. I think that's a 10 or a 15 point swing for Republicans. I mean, Republicans aren't bringing in illegals to vote for them. Like that's a Democrat.
That's not them. They didn't fight the census question on immigration status.
Right. So, I mean, I think you have, the voter ID thing is in Senate. Oh, okay. It's in Senate. I mean, if they pass voter ID, that will save a half dozen Republican seats at the midterms, like especially in states where like, California, where they're going to redistrict. We said 2 redistricting wins. I think it was Indiana redistricted and got +5 Republican, and Texas
and the Supreme Court just
redistricted.
upheld Texas, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Which was pretty big.
That was +11? No,
I think so.
11. Yeah, I think it was a good chunk. Also, ironically, that rat loses her seat then.
Jasmine Crockett?
Yeah. How does that work? She can still run, right? How does this really work where it's like, oh, +5 R? Does she just lose her seat altogether? Or we run a majority Republican district and she will probably lose? It doesn't exist anymore. Okay. Her seat is gone and she has to run again. Okay. So, and she has to run, it's not 11. Is that true? Uh-oh. Why are all there Fs? Did we lose our...
Uh-oh.
Did the stream go down? Big government got me. I didn't
Jasmine
freeze up
Crockett.
on mine. Yeah,
Like,
Jasmine Crockett got me.
You don't get a stream.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think HCB is not a normie. She's hiding her power level. True.
What?
That's a big true. She is. I mean, you just have to read her blog. You know.
Stop talking about my blog. You know that's a secret.
I know. Well, that's one of the worst kept secrets.
Yeah, except because I told you.
Well, I do be talking. Okay, we're back. So yeah, nice crowd today, by the way. Already sitting at like 12,000 people watching on Rumble. Very, very cool.
It's so cool that some people watched with us.
Yeah.
Jeremy, did I tell you I booked my ticket to Texas? Not Texas, Arizona.
Oh, okay. I was like, Texas.
I don't know where Turning Point is.
You're
I'm going
to the
place.
wrong state. No, that's great.
Did
you fill out that thing?
Yep.
Okay,
I did
so we're
before
good.
the deadline and everything, Jeremy. I didn't even tell you because I was like, I'm not even gonna raise alarm bells. But
Okay. Yeah. We should be good. Wait, so Rumble wouldn't let me sign it yesterday. Annoying, yeah. Rumble, YouTube looks good. Rumble was down, back now. Okay, so we're back. What do you take? This was another article you sent over. So Marjorie Taylor Greene went on 60 Minutes and used that platform to say it would shock people to hear how GOP colleagues talk about the president behind closed doors. It wouldn't actually shock me at all.
That's all. Okay,
Like,
as soon as
that's not a take.
I sent you this one because it's a summary of the whole thing. But that like soundbite of like if he knew how the Republicans talk about him, it would shock Donald Trump. Like, first off, he's been a public figure for a long time. I'm sure he knows people are nice to his face and then talk terribly about him behind closed doors. Like, I don't think it would shock him. And also, like, I mean, I think Americans are so cynical these days. And I'm not saying this is the best thing, but like, they don't think even super Trump loyalists who are like, we love all the MAGA congressmen and senators. Like, if it came out that one of them actually, made fun of Trump or wasn't that loyal, I don't think that they would be shocked. They might be angry for a minute.
Do we not remember 2016 when like a third of the Republicans had a literal coalition against him? What?
Right.
I mean,
through like what, 2020? Like his whole first presidency was all the Republicans being like, we don't like him. And then he gets elected and they're like, well, we don't like him, but we might work with him, but also we don't really want to work. Like, it just went on and on and on. Like, no way. They don't like Trump behind closed doors. Crazy.
Yeah, I definitely would not be surprised if there were Republicans who were shit talking Trump behind.
Because look at the next point from this article. Green says Republicans are terrified of Trump.
Right. Yeah, exactly. They should be, because he'll try to primary you. Now, I will say Trump does overstate his power to primary people. He does not have a great track record. He doesn't have a high
endorsement success rate. Yeah.
No, it's like 50-50. And then even if like of those 50, you don't know how many of those people would have won without the endorsement. Like, especially when Trump is a lame duck president right now, I don't know how much weight his endorsement carries in outside of a hard mega area, which would probably vote anyway. You know what I mean? It
makes me wonder if, as we get past midterms, like maybe during midterms, Trump's endorsement is still things people are seeking. Again, it's not necessarily an election clincher, but fate of MAGA, etc. It makes me wonder if eventually it's going to be JD Vance or whoever looks like the next
the one to endorse people.
Like, if Trump will hold back on endorsing people, that doesn't seem like Trump's personality, to be honest. And whoever is sort of the next heir apparent of the movement, like if we're going to start looking for their endorsement, I assume JD Vance doesn't want to like look as though he is in contradiction with Trump.
Yeah.
But it would be curious to me to see like whose endorsement does become kind of the temperature taker of different races.
Yeah. I mean, how do you think the Vivek thing is going to turn out? I don't think Vivek's going to win. I think Vivek's window is closed. Like
I have never really seen. Okay, I don't see the appeal of him. I think that he doesn't. It doesn't seem as authentic. I always wish that he had done. I did used to when he was running for president. I was like, I wish he would run on like a state level, and he is technically doing that. So
governor of Ohio though, like
I don't. It's
there's a reason he didn't get any cabinet positions either. Like Trump cut him out. Like he got nothing.
The thing that I respect about Vivek Ramaswamy when I had a chance to interview him was that he, I asked him like, would you take a VP or a cabinet position if it was offered to you? And he said, the thing is, Trump and I are similar. We are very dominant personalities and we don't like to take direction from other people or like, it's difficult.
He's like, it wouldn't work.
Yeah. And like, I actually respect that enormously. Like to know yourself and to know like, I feel like I have a lot to contribute, but in that structure, I wouldn't thrive. That's good. And that's to me made sense why he ran for governor of Ohio as opposed to like Congress or Senate, where like, although you are influential, you're actually still in a bigger power structure. I know at one point he was up in the polls in Ohio. I want to pull the numbers right now. He doesn't seem like the natural pick for that area.
He's not crushing it. Not from what I see.
In the beginning, it looked like he was doing well, but it seemed like he was still riding election day, coattails.
That tweet about Americans didn't age well. But I do want to say, hey, while you're looking that up, this channel has benefited a lot from help from Steven Crowder. And I want to just reiterate, like I remember he did like a no cost ad read for Coffee Brand Coffee's Cocoa one year. And he's always looked out for us. And so this is not a paid endorsement. I'm just doing this on my own volition. In fact, I'm not even really one that wants to do this type of thing, but I do want to help Steven. And I don't know if he's even told his viewers yet, but they launched this thing called Shout Out, which is basically like Cameo for conservatives. Everyone kind of has something similar. I know PBD has this Minect thing, but I don't support PBD. And Cameo is owned by some leftoid dork, so I don't support that. So he basically harassed me into creating an account on this website. And what it is Cameo. Like you can find conservative or influencers or people and get messages from them. And I set it up because I want to help him launch this site. So if you're a fan of Steven Crowder, I'm sure there are other people on the site that are more interesting than me, but I created one. And
not for this audience, man, they come to see you.
Well, I was like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to donate the money. So what I'm doing is, wait, talent not found. What the hell?
Jeremy's
there I am. Yeah.
Aww.
So I'm going to donate 50% because I'm afraid of taxes. So I think the most I can donate is 50% of it, and then keep some of it back because I have to pay taxes on that. This as income, even if I donate some, I don't know. But I chose like the lowest price point, and I'm going to donate 50% to Wounded Warriors. So cool. You can check me out on shoutout.us/Jeremy Hambley. I'm going to have him change it to the quartering probably. I don't know. But for now, it just says Jeremy Hambley. And if you want to get like a custom shout out for me, or you want me to roast one of your family members, or you want to just help Crowder launch his site, you can go there and get that from me. And basically no holes barred. So I know a lot of people have requests, but so 50% of this goes to Wounded Warriors, which helps veterans and stuff like that.
What is this platform called? Shout Out?
Shout Out. Yeah. I think you have to get the app, or you could probably, I'm just on the website, so you could probably just do it from your website. So whatever you want, birthday wishes, roast, holiday greetings. I don't suspect I'm going to do millions of these, but I'm going to help him get it launched.
You could, if chat really wants to keep you working.
Well, I mean, sure, it'd be great to raise a bunch of money. But this is not going to be like something that I make money from. You see, look at everyone charges 100, 110. Laura Loomer charges 100. I picked 67 so that I could donate at least like 35 bucks
to with the kids.
Well, I want to donate to, if I wasn't donating 50%, then I would make it like 30 bucks, but then I'd be doing endless videos. So anyway, if you want to do
be the meme, you know?
Yeah.
6'7".
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Dang it. I didn't think about that. But yeah, but really, if you want to help, you don't have to get one from me. You can go, and I'm sure there's other people who do it. But so for the first like 20 people that order from me, you'll get a custom video, and then I'll also shout you out during stream. Maybe I'll get Hannah Claire on here. I bet you people would pay for your takes on all sorts of stuff.
See, I look on that like lineup, I'm like, there's no way, but like maybe it'd be fun. It'd be
Piers,
flattering.
SD Palti, I don't even know who this is. She's getting 127 bucks.
Wow.
So I mean, at least people know who I am. So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to give Crowder that shout out because he's helped me out in the past, and I wanted to help his new
bros supporting bros. How cute.
So check me out on shout out, or if you think I'm boring, you can get one from someone else. I guarantee Melanie's request list is going to be nothing but people asking, for the F word. Yeah, I'll get Melanie on here. She'll probably do it. Oh my
gosh, Melanie will dominate.
She'll crush. Yeah. Please do an archery clinic. I couldn't. I'm a mediocre shot at best. Great effort on getting money, Jeremy. Well, I really just want money for Wounded Warriors. So, but if I made it too cheap,
your friend build a platform. I mean,
look, I don't know. Look at this. They have a discount too. So you could save 25% off, but then I don't know if that means less money goes to charity. So I don't know.
Like your explanation of I'm afraid of taxes because that's so true.
Well, I am afraid of
I
don't want to do.
It's terrible.
Yeah, I don't want to do like $5,000 and then have to do this, pay taxes on top of it. Yeah. I donated to the Wounded Warriors Project, and all I got was a tax bill for 40% of what I donated, So anyway, check that out. Shout out to Crowder for doing that. So I don't know if you found those Vivek numbers or not, but I don't think he was polling that good.
He's polling a little bit higher than the Democratic candidate. From what I know, the Republican primary is May 6th of next year. But it's not like there's not a lot of clear polling. He does have the state party's endorsement. So like,
but they're not the incumbent or not the outgoing governor, right?
He's term limited though. So DeWine can't run again, which is one of the reasons that like this is happening. But the lieutenant governor, I thought, had popular support. So it's interesting that the party wouldn't back the lieutenant governor if I'm not mistaken on who that was.
Oh, okay.
But it's I don't know. I don't know what to root for because like to me, it's not who I would maybe pick, but do we want Ohio to go blue? Maybe not. Like it's hard to say. And it's not like anything personal against Vivek. It's just like the stuff he said about H-1B visas. It's again some of the experience stuff. Like he is maybe not who I would think Ohio wants, but I'm not from Ohio.
Yeah, I just don't see Ohio electing an Indian dude.
It's not even that for me. It's like he hasn't he campaigned from the state for presidency, but from what I know, he has not lived in the state for most of his adult life. I know
he's a carpetbagger. Yeah.
It's hard to say. And if you're like your other representative of Ohio right now is JD Vance, who is like an Ohio, Kentucky boy. I don't know. It seems a little bit different for me. But again, I'm not trying to like beef with Vivek. It's just that's how I see it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's better than a Democrat, but he tweeted that shit on Christmas and called Americans lazy and we spend too much time watching Saved by the Bell. Like, it's hard for me to forgive that. Mm-hmm. It's hard for me to, like he meant every word of that. It was like a very long tweet that he never really offered any like additional clarification on,
right? And like how he made his money seems sketchy, like the stock stuff, like
a weird,
it doesn't seem relatable to if you're a family impacted by basically the mass exodus of manufacturing jobs from Ohio. On the other hand, like maybe there's something I don't know. And if you are in Ohio and you're interested in Vivek as a candidate, like I would love to hear from you because it's I'm not trying to like start, it just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't seem like the most appealing case, but again,
yeah, who knows what? Maybe the other guy's just like an actual commie though. Like
maybe they're like sick of their entrenched, established Republican Party. Like there could be a lot of reasons. It's one of the hard things about more local races.
Yeah. I do want to give you a chance to tell. We've got a couple more topics yet, but give you a chance to tell the people where to find your content. Before we talk about Tim Pool ending his show on the 19th of December.
You guys can find my content on Rumble, on YouTube. I'm also on X. It's all Hannah Claire B, one word, Hannah Claire B. I was at the Pentagon last week and missed a couple of shows because I'm a credentialed member of their press corps. I'm as shocked as you are. So I have some interviews I'm kind of slow rolling out. They're a little bit evergreen. They're with different officials there. One's up right now with Katie Arrington.
I thought you did a good job.
Oh, thanks, man. It was an interesting environment. And if it's the kind of thing where like now I wish I had vlogged, but there's a lot of like security.
I have a tech. What mic did you use? Do you remember?
I don't, because I had a producer friend come with me, and I don't, I'm tech.
I didn't
move it back and forth because she was so petite, and I didn't, whatever. But hopefully the audio is a little bit better in some of the other ones because again, I like moved the mic.
Well, next time when you go, so I basically tested all of the wireless mics out there, like mobile mics, and I just got a pair of the Shure Move mics, and you want to get the one with the hot shoe. So you get the one with the hot shoe that connects to your camera. And I also have the DJI ones, and I have the other big one. These I got, and I was going to return them. I got them for AmFest. I tested them yesterday. They worked very good. They connected to my phone like immediately, so I can shoot video, and two people can have lav mics. You just and it's very small footprint. And I thought the audio, it has noise cancellation, and I thought it had the best sound, and it was like $400 or $500. Make sure you get the one with the hot shoe, and make sure your camera has a hot shoe or a cold shoe or whatever it's called.
While I Google what hot shoe means. I'm so tech.
It means did you bring a DSLR camera, or what kind of camera did you use?
Again, I was lucky enough to have someone who was willing to work with me.
Was it like a big chunky camera with like a lens and stuff? Then it probably has it. And then there's like an audio in that can go there, and then it's just wireless, and it'll transmit right to your camera, and it works good. Or you could use or you could bring hardline lavalier mics too, but then they got to run it all the way. This, you just clip it on their shirt and go. Yeah. I'm
not like a tech person, but I will definitely get the names of the equipment for you. Like I said, I think with that interview, the big challenge was like she was so tiny, and I wasn't moving the mic as much as I should have been.
Yeah, Chat said based on the interview, you're 6'8".
I know. I'm tall, and I was wearing like pretty thick shoes, but she is also very petite. But yeah, if you guys want to see the interview I did with the woman who's performing the duties of chief information officer at the Pentagon, it's on my channel on Rumble or YouTube, Hannah Claire B in both places. Jeremy, do you have anything you need to shout out before we talk about Timcast IRL?
No shout out other than let's get Steven Crowder's new website up, and you can order some custom videos from me. I'll put the link in the chat. Again, 50% of the money goes to Wounded Warriors, and if I don't have any other tax stuff, I'll just donate the rest of it. Like, I'm not trying to make more money. I'm very blessed. Everyone supported me with the cookbooks. They all supported us with AmFest. So think of this more as a charity. And I think I'll always just rotate.
I think that's cool.
And we're supporting Steven. So and we're saying, we don't want to use Minect, because I don't want to use Minect. I don't want to make PBD more money. shoutout.us/Jeremy Hambley. It's in the chat too. The other thing before we talk about Tim real quick, I've got a message from Morgan and Morgan. They sponsor the show. I'm really happy to have them. And we'll talk about Tim right after this. Accident or injured in any way, you should know how to protect your rights. That's why I'm so glad to have this video sponsor Morgan and Morgan. When you're seriously hurt, your injury could be worth millions of dollars. Morgan and Morgan doesn't settle for lowball offers. Just in the past couple of months, Morgan and Morgan saw verdicts of $12 million in Florida, 34 times the highest insurance offer, $26 million in Philadelphia, 40 times the highest insurance offer, and $6.8 million in New York, 25 times the highest insurance offer. Their fee is absolutely free unless you win. Fighting big companies takes a big law firm, As America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan are ready to take on insurance companies of all sizes. Morgan & Morgan has modernized the injury law process so you can submit a claim and communicate with your legal team all from your smartphone. And remember, size matters. Morgan & Morgan is big. They're America's largest injury law firm. That means they have the resources to fight to get you the best results, and they're capable of spending millions on a case to see it through. Did you know you can start a claim with America's largest injury law firm in just one click? It's so easy. You can start your claim now with Morgan & Morgan at www.forthepeople.com/quartering or click the link in the description down below. All right, so we got this Tim thing, and I also want to talk about Nick Fuentes and interviewing with Piers Morgan because I thought it was pretty hilarious. I find myself a lot like, I know Nick kind of just does his own thing out there. I don't agree with everything he says. I probably don't even agree with the majority of what he says. I agree with some of it he says. But I thought he handled Piers pretty funny. Like Piers Morgan had a couple of like gotcha things. You're like, here's a 7-year-old video where you said Hitler is cool. You know, and like sniveling and being like, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he is pretending like he's not. And I'm like, I was like, I know that's just Nick being Nick, you know.
Well, I mean, that's the thing about
I appreciate
him. Like,
that.
I think that's why so many like young disenfranchised people are like, yeah, he's going to stand by it. And also, you know, there's always a little bit of like wanting to be controversial, but like, it's interesting to be stuck in these moments where you think it's going to be like a gotcha. And he's like, and
yeah,
like,
yeah, he's like, you made a Holocaust joke. What's up with that? Nick's just like, what? Was it too soon? I think that's the appropriate response. Like, what is he supposed to do? Apologize for it? He said it. He meant it. So you just say.
Also, you don't think he's been asked about that 500,000 times?
Right. Yeah, like, that's the other thing. Like, wow, great investigative journalism, Piers. You picked like the top 3 beat to death horse topics about Nick Fuentes. Like, right. Like, why don't you address some of his more moderate takes that he's had for the past 6 months and ask him how that evolution has happened? Because there are a lot of people that are like, I think we'll have Nick on. He finally unblocked me after like years and followed me back. So I'm going to try to get him on the show. And like, that's the question I'm most interested in. Like, your views have evolved. Is this, the real question is this just, I mean, obviously he wouldn't say I'm lying. I just want to grow my audience, but that's kind of the questions I have. Like,
yeah, that's fair.
You've evolved. You're like, even you are like, hey, these people are crazy. So why is that happening? Mm-hmm. And like, that's of more interest to me than when he was 17 and he made some Holocaust joke. You know, like, I don't really give a shit about that.
Like, he is like a young, influential person who, for the most part, grew up on the internet. Like, to a certain extent, like, maybe change is normal, but also, you know, I don't know. I think that's a good question. I do think that like Piers's research are more, they're probably like so horrified they're having Nick Fuentes on. They're like, well, you have to ask him about this. And it's like, it's actually, again, like, I don't think, did they think he was going to come on and be like, I'm very sorry, Piers, I shouldn't have made that joke. Like, you don't know anything about him then. Yeah.
Yeah. If there's any groypers in the chat, you can clip that section there and send it to Nick, see if he's interested in coming on. That's what I'm interested in. I'm not interested in clips from 10 years ago or even a year ago when he said something spicy. I don't give a shit about that. Mm-hmm. You know, that's just, you know, Piers Morgan was happy to look the other way when all these migrants were raping young British girls. So I don't really care, you know. But here's what Tim said this morning. Now, Tim is prone to some crash outs, but, you know, having somebody shooting at your house, I think is a reasonable, it's not exactly the graphics card. You know, I think like this is a reason.
No, I mean, this is like a serious thing. I mean, obviously, graphics card had a big impact on my life, despite the fact that I wasn't responsible for them or anything else. But like, you know, the idea that like this, we've talked about like violence becoming normalized and something that like left-wing outlets instead sort of act like it's par for the course for people who are conservative or at least right-leaning and online, because I wouldn't even call Tim conservative.
No.
You know, I don't ever want that, no matter who it is or what's happening. I never want that to be treated as something that's normal.
Yeah, well, he said here, I'll see. Yeah.
Conversations with our partners, been talking with Rumble. There may be a solution, and it's going to be rapid change very quickly. We're going to have some emergency meetings. We've already had emergency meetings for obvious reasons. And there is a possibility that the 19th is the last episode of Timcast IRL. We are doing everything we can to make sure that's not going to be the case. It's no secret that I've been frustrated.
Is there anybody we need to poach? Elad, no. I don't think we could afford Libby, so that's okay.
Well, she's technically with post millennial. Like,
that's true. Yeah,
you know, you've got to poach her from somewhere else.
Yeah,
a lot of people in politics, but that's no reason to walk away from doing our nightly show with a tremendous success. But the cost is not just money anymore. The cost is the safety of my family, myself, and there are many ideas we're floating around. This morning show that I do.
So I think, look, I talked to Tim over the weekend. There's way more than people know that's gone on in terms of threats. He talked about this like in this video. Some of the stuff he shared in this video, some of the stuff is not public because of ongoing investigations. Mm-hmm. I believe him because I understand how like business works, and Tim has no reason to lie to me in private, like about certain things. When he talks about like IRL not making money, he's telling the truth. Now, are there spin-offs? Like, did the IRL give him the Rumble deal? Yes. There are, like, I could nitpick that statement and be like, well, having, 40 to 80,000 live viewers a night, that has opened a lot of other doors. Mm-hmm. But just as like a creator on a much smaller level than Tim, if I had people shooting at my house, this isn't even the first time. Like, let's just be real. Tim could just go and make VODs and still make $4 million a year. Like, he could just stop IRL, do VODs, and he's got his membership stuff and make millions a year still. And, that's just based on what I know about, the views he gets and the analytics and what he pays and what he gets for paid deals. These are not things that he didn't say that to me. It's just, it's obvious to me.
You're just in the industry. You know how it works.
Yeah. He could just go buy a nice place somewhere, out in Montana or something like that, make his VODs and fucking be done with it. And, I think the temptation for that, for me, if I was in his position, would be extremely strong. Mm-hmm. And let's not pretend that Tim probably has, Tim has many millions of dollars in the bank. He's not just eking by. He's probably got 50 to 100 million bucks in the bank. And if somebody's shooting on my house, I got 100 M's in my bank account. He could still do his VODs. I feel like, he just got married. He's got an infant child. I would not blame him one bit for just being like, I'm just cool. I'll just go buy a sweet ass house in Montana or Alaska, do my VODs, still make tons of money, have more time with my family because I don't have to do the night show. And like, I would totally, I would totally understand.
And there are other creators that make these kind of decisions, right? Like, I can't remember. I never really followed it, but like, there was like an outdoors channel where the guy was just like, we've just decided that we don't want to. I think his might have been more like like his kids were on the channel kind of thing.
He just quit. He's just like, I'm cool. I got millions in the bank. I just, I don't want. And then that guy wasn't getting shot at. Mm-hmm. It's
a serious calculation. And like I worked for Timcast for 3 years. There were lots of security stuff that like did not come up on the show, but were real to the staff. I mean, I don't think you can fault someone for wanting to be like, I have to do stuff. It's obviously, if IRL goes away, like from my perspective, there's a whole infrastructure behind it that works for Tim. And so that's
obviously we would be changing our time slot to 7:00 too, just so everyone knows.
We're at night. Look, I'm not like, it's fun to do night shows and stuff like that. Like it's a very complicated situation. And yeah, I just, I feel sad for like, not just Tim, but like, I feel sad for Tim's wife and child. Like this is like,
or all the people that work for Tim that wouldn't,
like,
you don't need jobs if now Tim does quit about 2 to 3 times a year. So I totally understand what he's feeling right now. He's a little bit younger than me, but like if it were me at 42 and I had his bank account, it would be done. It would be done. I would go buy a sweet ass house out in somewhere bumblefuck nowhere, and I would still do my VODs. I mean, there's a reason like Joe Rogan doesn't disclose the time and place where he shoots his podcast.
Right.
It's at a completely different location. Nobody really knows when he's going to be there. And when Tim talks about security and insurance, Jeremy's John Lovitz from The Wedding Singer. Yes, yeah. He's losing his mind. But I think that I totally empathize, sympathize with this situation. I don't believe in my heart of hearts that he ends the show. I don't believe he will. And I would never say he should, but I will say. Well,
and I would assume you and Tim are similar to me in the sense that like you guys do this because it's your job, but also because it's a creative outlet. Like you guys like to do this work.
Yeah.
So it would be hard for me if it were you, if it were Tim, if it were Steven Crowder, like anybody were in this position having to make certain calculations about safety versus money versus whatever it is, that you would just go away completely. Like there are some people who would just like, I would drop the mic and retire. You would never see me again.
Yeah.
But that's because, I have a young child that I like would, I would have a different outlet for where I would spend my energy probably. But for both of you, you've been doing this for so long that I can't imagine that if Tim were to end IRL, it would be the disappearance of Tim forever. Like,
no way. He's not even implying that. He's saying,
I don't think he is, but like,
he's saying I would still do my videos. Mm-hmm. Like, and what people, there's like all sorts of hidden costs of doing what he does. People say like, just move to an undisclosed location. He's done that 3 times. Like, and when you have a constant stream of people coming to that location and and it's live, so people know when you're there, when your guests are going to be there.
Right.
It's very expensive from an insurance. People have no idea what insurance costs probably for him, but I'm guessing it is in the 6 to 7 figures in business insurance. Security, I'm getting quotes for our meetup in Phoenix. It's going to cost me like $3,000 to have 2 people for security for like 3 hours. Mm-hmm. And like, I'm going to do it. But if it was just me, I probably wouldn't do it. Like, because you and Melanie will be there.
Would want you to, I bet.
She won't. No, I wouldn't. That's
I wouldn't
true.
She's not even on the internet. She probably doesn't even know what.
Yeah, I shield her from all that stuff anyway. Like she doesn't. Aww. As far as she knows, the guy that attacked me in Indiana was just some drunk guy. She doesn't know it was like an Antifa guy that was stalking me. But I just think that like just move. Well, how long is that going to last? You're flying people in. Your location gets leaked almost immediately. Like right. There's too many people coming in and out. You have too many employees. There's a reason Joe Rogan has Jamie, and that's there. You don't see a lot of other people involved in the show now. I'm assuming he has, a team somewhere. But like, does anybody know where Tucker Carlson does a show from? Probably not. He does it out in the middle of bumblefuck, and I just don't know if. Do you want to have some fucking security guard having to stand over your wife while she's breastfeeding your kid? Is that the life you want? These are questions that I'm sure he's asking himself. And I I wouldn't with IRL. Obviously, quitting altogether would be stupid. Like he's got a cash printing machine. He obviously likes doing the videos. He likes doing all this stuff. Why would you quit? And he's not implying he would quit, but
No.
I think
sometimes when you hear that though, like he's just gonna quit and move out of nowhere, it's like, hang on, like there, quit in moderation here, or like adjust. And you know, with all content creators, whether it be security or just creativity, like there is always a little bit of flux. I mean, even you've changed kind of the stuff that you do over the years. It's a tricky situation. I mean, existentially, separate from Timcast and Tim, you know, I know there will be people that were like, you can't quit the show or you can't change what you're doing. Like you got to keep going forward because otherwise, you know, the left or whoever's threatening or whatever it is, they win. But again, like if you have someone who goes to a workplace that is like effectively in a drive-by shooting, like it's not just like Tim, like there are other people there that are at risk too. I mean, like it is. Can you
imagine how we'd feel if one of those bullets hit one of his staff members?
Yeah, like, it'd be awful. You know, it'd be really scary. And like, again,
and it would bankrupt
them. So I'm attached to them. Yeah. But like, it is, or like, what do you tell guests if you're like, well, come to our studio, but also our studio is not secure? Like there are a lot of people that depend on the security in this scenario. And it's a difficult position, I'm sure, for Tim to be in as he's making these decisions.
Yeah. I think he'll, you know, I mean, he could make IRL remote too. He could do it like we do it and stop and just say, we're going to do IRL, and people will say it's not as good, but so what? Like now he can move.
Calculate costs, you know, like,
well, you move to a different location and you just host everyone virtually. And that's, you know, and that's the end of that. And now, you make it pre-recorded. So now you're doing it at a time when nobody knows when you're filming, you know, that gets rid of the swattings. That gets rid of a lot of this bullshit that, you know, deals with that. It's a pre-recorded. Very few people do this stuff live anymore. You know, like Candace does hers live. You know, I'm talking about like big people who have like big audiences. You know, Candace would be one. PBD, is PBD live? I don't know. I feel like it is, but I don't know.
I thought it was pre-recorded, but
I have a feeling it's probably pre-recorded. But he did have that meltdown about he had a meltdown about one of his staff members swearing too much. So I'm like, I don't know, if it's not live, then do you really care? It's like, we'll just bleep it out. So I don't know. But
I don't really keep up with sweet PBD. You know.
Yeah, I don't really give a shit. Yeah. No, I offend all offense. Well, yeah, someone just imagine being a multimillionaire and crying about security. See, this is just a comment where like I want to lash out at you because you just don't know what it costs. Like, do you want a show that you make $1 million a year on to cost you $2 million in personal security? No. Like, and there will be a certain level of security that his insurance company will probably now say he has to have. Right. And, you know, if you're spending, you know, $50,000 a month on private security, do you want to spend, you know, do you want to spend $600,000 to $1 million on insurance, you know, and do you want to live with armed guards? Like Tim has to have an armed guard when he takes a shit. Like, do you think that that's the kind of life he wants to live? I guarantee it isn't. I guarantee it isn't. And
is it sustainable? Like you're saying, like, yeah, you might make $1 million or $10 million, $1 billion, or whatever, but you know, if you have to pay the majority of it in security fees and it's actually very difficult for you to do anything, like at what point is this a productive way of living? You know, it seems like you are putting a lot of work into what, you know?
Well, even in my, like, that's why I always talk about, like, I live in a small town and they protect me. Like there's a reason I don't go out to the bar in Milwaukee, you know, like I go to the bar in like my small town where like, if some blue hair came in there, they would probably get their ass kicked by about a dozen locals before anything ever happened. Like, but like, it's not awesome that even I have to think about that shit. Like when I go to something like, if I'm going to a monster truck rally, I'm not worried about it. But if I'm going to like
number one example of where Jeremy is going, a monster
Yeah.
truck rally.
well, and feeling safe, right? But if I took my wife to see the Trans-Siberian Orchestra last year, and I'm like, ugh, okay, well, this is a little different. Or if I take my wife to a play, or I take my wife to something where it's going to be a largely liberal audience, it's something I have to think about. And I'm not Tim Pool, but I mean, like, I'm not going to pretend like that doesn't suck, like where I'm like music festivals. I used to love going to music festivals, wouldn't go to one anymore. Like just wouldn't do it because I'm not going to bring security. That's stupid. I'm just not going to go. And it's just not.
Well, it
It's just
restricts
not- and it's
your
nowhere.
like ability to move, and like I'm not that well known, but like some people know me from stuff, and I'll tell you the story. I wouldn't normally tell the story on the internet, but like I went to I was back working here. It was after maternity leave, but I was still like had a very, very small baby, and my hospital would offer like a latch check. Like you could go talk to lactation consultants and you're with a bunch of other women. Like women aren't around. Oh, no men are there. It's just women. And so we're there like with our babies, we're nursing them to get like advice or whatever. So it's a very intimate space. And this one woman looks at me and she's like, didn't you used to be on IRL? What are you doing now? And I like have this moment where she was really nice, but I have this moment where I'm like, I feel very vulnerable, even though I know this is safe.
My
like
boob is out and you're
right.
yeah.
And also like, I don't know people in this room. Like, I don't know if they're going to hear that and then like scream. Like, I don't know.
Right. What if there's some psycho in there?
Right. And like, sure. She was like, I just don't think she thought about it, but like, there is a level of like, there are places you wouldn't necessarily want to be recognized because you're just trying to like get a basic human service and get out, My
viewers, I will say, are the absolute best. When I see them out in public, I have never had a bad experience. And I've met probably more than 100 people like IRL. Like, it's always
and I'm
like,
sure you meet a lot of like amazing, nice people that you are glad they said.
but they're always so respectful too. Like they'll give me like low bones, like love the show, dude. And then just keep it pushing. Or like they'll come by and they're like, dude, cool, love your show, blah, blah, blah. And then it's done. So it doesn't like create a scene, and like people see me at a restaurant, send over a drink or, something like that. Like even at surgery. So surgery on Friday, the
surgeon is like, love the show, dude.
The anesthesiologist knew me, but didn't say anything. He did mention something to my wife after I left. She's like, I'm pretty sure I recognize your husband.
She's like totally out of it.
She's like, great. Because I was like, I know he didn't mean anything by it, but like now she was like, great. Does he hate my husband? And now he's gonna like low dose me on my anesthesia and stuff like that. There's like, it's I always like if you see me out in public and you're a viewer, I want you to say hi. I love it, unless I'm at like the urinal. But like,
there are moments where you're like, please say nothing.
Yeah, but you just keep it brief, hang out. I always talk. I'll take pictures. Totally fine with it. But like, I can't imagine what it's like to Tim, where like people actually really hate him. Like people hate me, but it's not like Tim. Like it's on a totally different level. Like I think, well, obviously the one guy attacked me, but like outside of that, I don't think I've ever even had a single altercation where someone came up and like, fuck you, fascist. Like I've never had that happen. And I think most of it is because I live in Wisconsin and Midwest people are a little bit different. And even if they do hate you, they're not going to like, there's not a lot of like blue-haired psychos out here.
I mean, you probably have people like this happens to me occasionally. Again, I'm not on your and Tim level at all, but I have had people be like really friendly to me the first time they meet me. And then I see them again and they're like totally different. And you're like, I wonder. But they're not like, it's just uncomfortable, but it's not the same thing as being like harassed.
Yeah. Codeman says, Jeremy, I ordered an advent calendar a month ago. Are you shipping them anytime soon? Yes, this week. In fact, and I will, let me confirm that right now. But I'm pretty sure they're going out this week. Yeah, I don't blame him. I don't think he's going to end the show, but I do think he will modify it. And he could basically have the same audience if he went virtual, and is it the same in person? Is this personal? No. I'm sorry, virtual. No, but like, okay, so you keep doing your show and it's safer, like.
Well, and I understand, like, he has a wife and child, like, he's got some other priorities to balance right now, like, I would understand if maybe for a year or two in person isn't possible, but maybe he can bring it back. Like, the thing about all of new media is that it's ever evolving, and we face a weird, like we're talking about, like, there's a weird intimacy issue where people know you, but you're not like a high profile, whatever. Like, there are things that we have to balance that I think maybe, like, if you were an anchor on Fox News, you wouldn't necessarily, or maybe you'd have more resources for. Like, you just kind of gotta hold steady and figure it out. And I it's sad that this is the position IRL is in, because again, like, I just don't want escalating violence, especially against people I care about.
I could just tell you this, like, if I was ever at the point where I had to pay for private security to go to the movies, I just would quit. Like, I'm not living my life like that. I didn't start doing this to have to live in fear, like, right. And what am I going to do? Go to the movies, spend $500 just to go to the movies? Or I mean, it'd be way more than that, because I'd be paying like private security for 3 hours of their time, and like, I don't know if that necessarily makes me feel that much safer anyway. Like, I can handle myself if somebody like screams in my face or whatever. And is some private security guy going to stop some lunatic from like shooting me? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. It's not like it's guaranteed.
Right.
It's just, it's, I don't know. It could have been, and by the way, it could have been some idiot poaching deer. It could have been, whatever. But, I happen to know he has stuff on camera that pretty much proves what he's been saying.
I think it was intentional from the limited information I have about it.
I mean, people were like, "Oh my God, he's lying." Dude, it's in the local paper. Okay, so like, enough. Can we stop with that? Like, we used to have real conspiracy theorists, like flat earthers and like, 9/11 truthers and this kind of stuff. Well, this new group of them are all retards. I
don't care if you don't believe some of the stuff Tim says, like, that's fine. That's like no problem there. But like, in this case, like, I think this is really what happened, right?
He's not going to destroy his career over a little extra press that he doesn't even need. Like that, you have to think about. But like, there are people all over X being like, "Oh, Tim, we don't know. Is Tim lying about this?" It's like, dude, this is such an enormous thing to say that it would destroy his career if he was lying. Like, he's not lying. And like, oh, by the way, this type of thing has happened a dozen times. When I was there, so I think it was when I was there, or if it was the day after, some weirdo just like walked into the house and was like, "I'm running for president."
I remember that.
It was like, what the fuck? Like, who is this guy? And like, so I'm just saying, like, it happens. And like, there was some troon that like went to his old house and like was taking pictures of it. He doesn't even live there anymore. And like some neighbor came out and they attacked him. And that neighbor, it wasn't even related to Tim in any way. Like, it's all very, very weird. But I think, can we form a line behind you while you're at the urinal, and then all the other random people can just tell you how great you are? Well, sure, that's fine. Or if you cheer while I'm at the urinal, that's also fine. Sometimes you need a little bust, a little extra.
Men's culture
boost.
is so weird. I'm not familiar with any of this.
Yeah. Urinal culture is something women will never understand. Obviously, you understand the spacing rule, right? You know what's okay and what's not.
I know about
okay.
the spacing rule. Yeah. But again, like, I'm grateful that I never have to deal with any of this.
The spacing rule is often weird science to women, but like, men just know. And it's like,
I don't think it's weird science. I think it makes sense, but also like, maybe this is maybe we shouldn't have those anymore. Like, I don't know. It seems like it invites all kinds of trouble.
Having urinals at all in modern day is also dumb. Just have a bunch.
It's just funny that we still do. And also like, but like, men use them. So they still have like,
well, but every man would rather piss in a stall and have some privacy. Like, there's no man that's like, I want to stand shoulder to shoulder with another man. It's just,
there is.
Well,
thank you.
Fair. There is probably some, but like the idea, like, it also solves like the gender bathroom thing too. Like all these stores just have family bathrooms for everything. Like one person in, one person out. Women don't need a different bathroom than men. Just let everyone just have a single use bathroom, and I mean that's how it should go forward.
Just to be clear, it's not like you're like free for all. They're just some stalls.
One at a time. Yeah, one at a time. Although some bars out here, there's like a shitter and a urinal in it. It's basically the rule. Like if you're taking a dump, you got to be okay with people coming in and using the urinal because it's the only bathroom that they got. So it's created some hilarious moments at the bar. I'll tell you that much. So some super chats here. Quartering is the perfect streamer, period. I'll take my coffee brand coffee any day by Meow. Wisconsin should legalize casino brand casinos. We do have casinos in Wisconsin.
Is this some sort of furry talking to you? Some sort of cat?
The cat noir. Yeah.
Oh.
The virtue signal says Richard Allen is innocent. He was drugged and held in solitary for 13 months. Don't let them get away with it. His appeal is underway. Please research and call.
Okay, you guys should pay attention to the Richard Allen case. The Richard Allen case is extremely important. If we're all talking about the Delphi case, have you followed this at all?
No. Why? Just wind her up and let her go on true crime. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks so much. No, I think this one is something. I actually have a video I did okay. Sorry, I don't even know where to begin.
Hannah Claire B on Rumble and YouTube. Go watch her video. Yep. Go on.
So Richard Allen is the man who was ultimately convicted of the Delphi murder case. The Delphi murder case involves these two girls who were missing and then found dead on Valentine's Day, I think in 2007.
Yeah.
That date is wrong, but several years ago. And the case basically went cold. And there was a video that one of them had taken of, there's this big bridge that people like, there's a walking trail and it goes to, but it's not super stable. And one of the girls, like with her cell phone, had filmed a guy, hood up, and it sounds like he's saying like down the hill, and they were ultimately found kind of a distance from this path. And to me basically went totally cold. There were sketches of this guy everywhere. And then many years later, they arrested, charged, and convicted Richard Allen, who worked at the local CVS where the "Have you seen this man?" picture sketch was displayed. He confessed in jail, but in a way that, like, to me does not seem like it's that credible. And he fought it intensely. Like when you see his interviews with police, they're like, yeah, we identified you. And he's like, yeah, you're identifying me because you put out a call in the first 24 hours for like people to call in tips. So I called in a tip. Like in one of the interviews he's having with this cop, he's like, we know you were there. And he's like, I know because I told you I was there. Like, it just like the evidence against him is very, very weird. I don't know. I mean, I really want justice for these families, because to lose your very young middle school daughters, like awful, awful, awful. But I think that everyone should look into Richard Allen, because it raises so many red flags for me. Sorry, not to start a whole rant.
No, I love it. We should have led with it. We could talk about it tomorrow. Let's talk about it more tomorrow.
I'll come prep tomorrow.
Okay.
You know that, what is it? Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where he's like got the board. Like, forget Christmas. We'll get a whole thing going.
Oh, I have a great gift idea for someone in your life. They actually make a game like that.
Really?
Where they
they make a couple like solve crime.
Yeah, but like there's a board. You get a board. Well, you have to make your own board, but then you like do all the yarn stuff, and you get a new clue like every week in the mail. So like I thought about you when I saw that, because we got it for someone as a gift.
No, because I've only ever seen board games where they're like, solve this crime, and it's like a board game you can get, and you like go through the evidence stuff. But like if they're mailing you clues and evidence, that's amazing.
Yeah, you get pieces of the evidence come like each week, or you can just, what I did it because I was given it as a gift. I was like, just give me everything up front, and then you solve it. Like it's pretty awesome.
That's very, very cool.
We had the whole cardboard board going with red yarn, like connecting everybody.
We used to have red yarn like sitting on this desk. I wish that would be an amazing moment if I could just pop it up.
Chat, if you know the game, if you know what I'm talking about, put it in chat. But I want to give them a shot because it was pretty cool. Steve Einer says, Jeremy, check out the Data Republicans thread on X today about Fuentes. Excellent analysis. Short version, he's very popular, but most of his engagement is inorganic using foreign country engagement farms.
Really? That's
I know. Yeah, I know. I know he uses bots. It's pretty obvious. Like when he's like, I'm going to ratio Elon Musk, and he gets 100,000 likes. Like I'm like, okay, well, he used bots. But here's the thing.
That's kind of funny then, because if you're using bots to like ratio Elon Musk, who said he was going to purge bots from the platform.
I know. Yeah.
Sorry. Like, that's kind of, I don't know.
My thing is this. I hate bots. I hate inorganic X activity. And this only, basically, I have a different take on it. Like, maybe I'll do a video on it. Like, I don't care that he uses them because everyone does. That's my take on it. Like, everybody on Twitch uses them. Everybody on Kick uses them. Everybody on X uses them. Like, I hate it. I wish that Elon would actually fix it. But Nick is just another guy that does it. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't. It does not. It's not.
It's not like he's unique. It's not like he is the only one.
Yeah. I mean, it is a great thread though, and what's important is that it shows kind of how people do it, and that's very interesting to me too. Let's see here. McCall says, in before Jeremy opens a conservative feed finder. No, I won't do that. Our sergeant says, I guarantee you Melanie's request list is going to be all F words. Not pinging your basement sink is Fed behavior. I agree, PJ. The Wolfman says, I don't live under a rock, but I have no clue who that Milo guy is. Also hoping to meet you at Meta PCs or something during AmFest. Safe travel, guys. Yeah, if we do a meetup, it'll probably be at Meta because it's like a easier location to kind of be at. And I'll talk. Plus, there's a assload of veterans that work there, so that also helps.
Yeah.
Milo was really popular
2016, 2017, I feel like.
Yeah, during the campus tour era. When that was really big, like the Ben Shapiro Ponage videos, Milo was doing that same thing. I was starting to say, I vaguely remember a while back, Milo tweeted during AmFest, oh, you think I don't know that your secret lie? I wasn't there holding your crying wife while you were upstairs banging a teenager. Yes, he said something like that. And I don't know. I want to believe it's not true. Here's what I'll say. I don't believe it's true, but I wouldn't be surprised if it is. But I will say nobody's presented any evidence whatsoever. And until such a point, I just don't see engaging in this as beneficial.
Right.
You know, like that's...
It's so, like, it just... I know we talk about people all the time on the internet and speculate about things, but there is a part of me that is like, I don't want to just spread gossip. Like, if Milo is coming out with a solid accusation with whatever, and again, like, if you're a devout Christian who follows Benny and feels betrayed, like, that seems legitimate to me. But until then, it feels like we're just breeding a culture that I don't really want to be promoting.
Yeah, especially that, which could, like, destroy his career. And I also talked to Benny, and he seemed like he was going to refute this. So, you know, I don't know. We'll have to see. God, I hope I'm not doing Is Benny Gay videos in 2026. Tiff Nelson says, Jeremy, I raised animals for 50 years. Dry food only. It's cheaper and they will eat it. They will not starve to death. Cheaper is easier. My cat's lived over 20 years old. I agree. We're actually thinking about, to wrap this up before I send you over to Viva, we're thinking about taking our dogs off raw food. I know that it's the benefits to them are a little bit better, but it's costing us almost $1,200 a month.
That's wild.
Yeah. So it's like, because I'm planning for economy and I'm like, we can't afford to spend I think it's it's either $1,200 a month or $1,200 every 2 months. Either way, like,
man.
I've had my dog Indy ate like middle of the road dog food and lived till he was 14. You know what I mean?
My like cat that I got as a stray from the woods of West Virginia only eats wet food. Like, she will occasionally take like a little bit of a churu, like those tube things. Yeah. But like she only wants dry food, which I feel like she was literally...
Wait, only wants dry or only wants wet?
Only wants dry.
Oh, yeah. Well,
we trust wet food.
We never did wet until we had a problem with dehydration. Like, they weren't drinking their water.
Yeah. So I tried to give her wet food. She wouldn't take it, which makes me wonder, like, they must be sort of okay. Like, if my wild cat was like, I prefer dry, like, her instincts got to tell her something. Maybe I could be wrong.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think we're going to cut. We're pretty much in agreement on cutting the raw food. Like, the benefits are, like, the small poops are real. Like, scooping, like 3 German Shepherds pooping, like, their poops are like this big. That's it. Like, a couple little because there's no filler. But I think we could find, like, something that's very, very low filler and a tenth of the price. And we also spend like 45 minutes battling with them to eat their food. Like this way, just put the dry out and fucking move on with our day. Like it's just too much. And they'll eat if they're hungry. Like that's just the case. And we might go back to the dry with the cats too. And I'll just put a little water on the dry.
Yeah.
Like that'll just be it.
Well, even if you just like, I don't know. Animals are so funny. Like they'll let you know if they're unhappy and you need to switch back.
Yeah, I mean, we thought we were doing a good thing, and look, it was different when I was making twice as much money on YouTube. I could afford the luxury of the raw food. I'll put it this way: if they wolfed down the raw food like Indy used to wolf down basically like recycled newspaper dog food, I would keep them on the raw. But it's like the raw plus 45 minutes at breakfast and dinner, like begging them to eat and trying to get them to eat. Like,
no,
it's just now I'm like, it's an hour a day. Like, we got to just simplify our life.
We're circling back to the top of the show where you're like, I'm streamlining my wife's life.
Yeah. That, and like, it's like I told her, I'm like, man, we go to dry food on we could just go dry food only to the cats. But even if we just give them their wet and we put them on paper plates, it's like, it's going to save her 20 minutes a day. If we go to dry food on the dogs, it's going to save her an hour a day. That's an hour and 20 minutes of your waking day that you just get back. It's a lot of time, like, $1,200 a month. I'd have to start humping the neighbors. Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like we're basically agreed. Like we're going through what we had because we always used to keep like 3 or 4 months. We bought dry food now and we're putting it out for them, like so they can get used to it and start eating it. And, yeah. So with that, we're gonna send you on over to Viva Fry, and I meant hunting, not humping. Sure you did, Mickey, or Mikey. You guys go say hi to Viva, everyone, and we'll see you back tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. Bye, all.
For Astrocast.
Astrocast, that's right. Bye. Okay.